I want to tell stories that raise the bar of human emotion, stories that make you uncomfortable. I started off with Kya Mast Hai Life on Disney, which is literally how I want my personal life to be. I want it to be Kya Mast Hai Life. So I think I do have a Disney perception, but my characters are far away from Disney. But I'm really glad and happy that even after Masan, the kind of roles that came to me were not like Shalu. They were very different. Now, just for example, one thing that has excited me and that has come to me after Mirzapur is a comedy project. So I like that because it's very refreshing and I feel happy ki people want to work with me because I'm guessing because of my energy, because of the kind of person I am, and of course the talents. Somebody who's a public figure. You restrict yourself from so many experiences because now you cannot be on the road and you cannot be going to concerts how you used to earlier. तो क्या होता है कि आप कट डाउन करते जाते हो अपने experiences, which is something that I've realized I don't want to do that because I want to experience different things because only when I go out and meet other people from totally different walks of life, I can add that to my characters because I definitely want to do that because I want my characters to have a lot of color and different colors. I definitely don't fully become the character, but there have been times, and I'm laughing and smiling right now, but there have been dark, dark times where I have gone so far, so ahead, so into it, when and where I got lost. And I did not even realize what's happening to me. It's आप almost आप एक कुएं में चले जाते हो एंड फिर वो आपको विंडो लाइट होप कुछ नहीं दिखता है बट आई डिडंट नो व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग टू मी आई जस्ट फेल्ट not like myself. I felt very low. I used to feel there is this heaviness. There was this like different wool balls, soft balls everywhere. And it's not like they were bothering me all the time, but it was not comfortable. And then I realized that what was happening is the character was taking over. And this happens because even I keep talking to the spirit of my character. So ठीक है धीरे धीरे आई एम ऑल्सो रियलाइजिंग फिगरिंग आउट व्हाट रियली वर्क्स फॉर मी व्हाट आई एंजॉय हाउ टू गेट इनटू इट बट ऑल्सो something that's very important is how to get out of it because it's good to lose yourself once in a while but not lose yourself completely कि आप उस लाइन के उतने पार जा चुके हो that आपको दिख ही नहीं रहा है कुछ कि where did you start from or where is that safe line that totem so being choosy being honest to and standing by कि आपने क्या चूज किया है because you're growing with every project and I think that's the beauty that there is literally no this is not the final destination. Masan has given me a lot. Masan is first love in many ways. Just filming that, being a part of the people who were making it, Neeraj, Avinash Arun, Varun Grover, Vicky Richa, Sanjay ji, Pankaj ji, of course. There was सबकी एक चाह थी. There was a lot of love right from I remember even the production team, even the clothes. I remember Shalu ki jab wo bangles I used to wear and the earrings and kapde and bindi. I used to feel like Shalu. सबसे पहले तो I would like to thank Shalu because it's because of Shalu that I got introduced to poetry. क्योंकि शालू ने जिस तरह से बोला कहा लोगों से कनेक्ट करवाया people just assume that that is something which is very new and I think that's one amazing thing about being an actor that you keep taking feathers from your characters and then you keep adding them and you make yourself more colorful. So Shalu is somebody I love the fact and I think very much like me who does not believe that कि प्यार जब होता है या लाइफ के किसी एस्पेक्ट में caste, class, religion, height, skin color, these things matter. what matters is who the person is, who's the human, and how does that human make you feel. I love that she's so particular about the chart that she has, and I think that is a similarity between her and me, that we are very specific कि हमें क्या चाहिए और क्यों चाहिए और वैसे ही चाहिए. That doesn't mean we don't experiment, but that means that we've tried a few things and we've now figured ki what works the most for us. In Masan, I think it was the song "Tu Kisi Rain Se Guzarti Hai," because even एक वो है कि जादू चल रहा है, and then Shalu is sitting and Deepak is behind and they keep looking. It's so cute, and I think what I love about that is that you can relate to it. Everybody has felt those butterflies. Actually, even the boat ride, because the boat ride was happening. The scene was filmed before the scene where Deepak says, "तुम छोटी हो ना इसलिए प्यार आ गया." And I was very nervous before that scene because I thought I wouldn't be. I thought, yeah, as an actor, it's all technical and mechanical, which it is. But you don't know how to behave like this in front of the camera. But there are people watching you. There is Boom Dada right there, catching your breaths. So I was a little nervous before that lovely scene. And हमारी script में लिखा हुआ था something to the effect of, "It's the most beautiful kiss that Banaras has ever seen." As soon as we used to finish the scene, it used to be like, was it beautiful? Was it magical? And the best part was Neeraj and Varun, their expressions just said it all. So then you have to figure out कि अच्छा अब ये thing, how do you make, what you do, what you feel, because it is kind of awkward because it's different. I'm still getting used to the scenes, intimate scenes, which I think are very beautiful. But I think वहां पे inhibitions मेरे शायद ज्यादा आ जाता है. जब we were doing the prep, I remember हम हिंदी में बात करते थे एक दूसरे को, शायरी भी, I used to send him शायरी. We were watching movies. Neeraj had given us a set of different films, for different for Richa, different for Vicky, different for me. So जिससे कि we get into that zone, we understand these characters, because I think Shalu is a much simpler girl because of what she believes in, because of where she's from. तो वो हम अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश कर रहे थे. एंड अगेन थैंक्स टू, बिकॉज वी शॉट द सॉन्ग सबसे पहले जहाँ पे डायलॉग्स नहीं थे, सो इट वाज जस्ट लुक्स, इट वाज जस्ट फील्स. आई थिंक दैट रियली हेल्प अस. आई थिंक जो होना होता है जब वो हो गया. शालू की इनोसेंस थी. आई डोंट नो इफ आई टू प्ले शालू नाउ how it would be very different. Okay, maybe not very different, but definitely a little different. Rampur was shot before Masan, but my debut was with Masan. So in that way, both the films have, and something that I used to wait for, introducing Shweta Tripathi. कहानी से पहले भी we were fans of Nawaz Bhai, but especially I remember कहानी देखने के बाद every cell in my body wanted to work with him, and I was obsessing over it with him, and I didn't know in what capacity. कि मतलब बेटी, बहन, love interest, I had never thought. Primary cast with him, I had never thought, because he's just brilliant. I was so happy because it does matter who your co-actor is. क्योंकि आप अकेले नहीं उखाड़ सकते हो. It's like playing. That's why it's called play. It's like jamming, because it is, you feed off that energy, those emotions, that craft. And Sandhya, Sandhya, it's very, I could not describe her even then, because like most of my characters are way younger than me, than what I am while I'm filming them. So I had to get rid of all the things that I had learned. कि मुझे श्वेता का ज्ञान या एक्सपीरियंस संध्या पे नहीं थोपना था, because that was her life, that's her journey. She has to figure out what is right, what is wrong. When you fall in love with somebody, why are you attracted to that somebody? सही गलत क्या है, छुपना, छुपाना, ये सारी चीजें संध्या को एक्सपीरियंस करनी थी. सो पहले तो इनफैक्ट मैं just before filming, I became very, very very चुपचाप. एंड श्लोक डर गया था. श्लोक ले क्या हो गया तुझे? एंड आई सेड कि नहीं, आई थिंक संध्या थोड़ी ऐसी है एंड आई एम मेकिंग हर लाइक मी. एंड ही सेड प्लीज तू सोच मत, इट विल कम टू यू. एंड दैट्स एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंड. बिकॉज़ द थिंग इज कि संध्या की लाइफ ही इतनी अलग है कि उसमें श्वेता के इमोशंस वो आ ही नहीं पाए बिकॉज ऑफ द काइंड ऑफ फैमिली शी हैज, where there is no mother, where there is an absent father. Sandhya is a girl who's always craving for love, validation, and appreciation. So, which is why when she gets attention from her teacher, she just goes with the flow, not knowing what is going to happen, what is she doing, uske repercussions kya honge, usko nahi pata tha. In fact, when she misses her periods as well, she doesn't know ki kya ho sakta hai, what is at stake. She's too young. That journey was Sandhya ke liye to thi alag, but as Shweta, there was so much I learned from the amazing Nawazuddin Siddiqui on and off camera. It was like a mini workshop film school for me because बहुत रिस्पेक्ट दी उन्होंने मुझे एज अ को एक्टर. ही यूज्ड टू आस्क मी ये सीन कैसे करना है. ही यूज्ड टू लिसन टू मी एंड आई थिंक दैट इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट दैट व्हेन यू मेक द अदर पर्सन फील हर्ड एंड नॉट जस्ट कि टू मेक देम फील हर्ड दिखाने के लिए हियरिंग. नो, ही एक्चुअली डिड दैट. विद संध्या जर्नी आई स्टिल रिमेम्बर देयर वाज अ सीन, वो सीढ़ियों पे आती है छुपकर एंड शी सीज him making out with his wife. And I don't know in that moment what she understands or what she doesn't. And then school may, when she's really troubled, she asks him to come meet her alone near the windmills. Because she thinks that maybe this is what a relationship is supposed to do, where there is an exchange of physical touch and feel as well. So when the scene started, I was so awkward, but it was so beautiful because so is Sandhya. Even she doesn't know what to do, just like me. So I think the awkwardness of Shweta and the character as well. And doing that scene with Nawaz Bhai, I understood that control, that you are always an actor performing your character, not the other way around. You should be in control of what you're doing because आप वो parts of you बन गए हो, सोच रहे हो, feel कर रहे हो as a character, but it is still you. There is a certain sense of responsibility that you need to have towards a co-actor, your cast, everybody. तो वो जब scene हुआ था, and there was a kiss that was written on paper. तो मतलब paper पे kiss लिख के पता होगी, but because the camera was so far and the camera would not capture it, he did not kiss. And in that moment, my respect for him just went, like multiple times over. So, and uske baad then camera came closer. So I was like, "Apna, obviously now there will be the kiss." But again, because the camera was not going to capture it where it wouldn't be seen, he did not kiss. So there was no kiss while there was some paper. So I remember going to his scene room also later after pack up and thanking him because I understood a lot about actors and the mutual respect you need to have for your co-actor because we all are here to perform. I remember कि हवा भी उड़ी थी and I think my kurta or my skirt went up. Kurta, school uniform थी, and वो he held me in such a way कि वो ठीक हो गया. So it's how he made me feel as an actor. I felt very safe. I felt very taken care of. Haramkhor was shot in 16 days. I think that really helped the film because we are creating an imaginary world for ourselves that we believe in. So वो 16 days because इतना time scared था, we were literally breathing and thinking only about these characters. And Haramkhor is a film where that time so I had no clue. After filming, I used to get nightmares. And I remember when I used to sleep on my left side, I used to dream about Sham sir, and not Nawaz Bhai, Sham sir. those dreams were not the most comfortable ones. And तब क्योंकि समझ में नहीं आ रहा था क्या हो रहा है, तो I thought कि ठीक है, मतलब ये अपने आप ही चला जाएगा. I went and stayed with a friend of mine for a few days, and things became normal. Now I know that it's very important to inject yourself out of that world that you so believe in. I love Gordon. He is complex. She is very difficult to understand. You will get to know how I'm feeling, what my mood is. I like to be a very frank and honest person, even if you might not be too happy about that. But I think honesty is important. I think our Veera energy are very strong. And that is what attracts me to Gogo a lot. That वो डरती नहीं है. To speak her mind, she might not do it because she doesn't want to do it. But she will say what she's feeling and what she's thinking because she wants. Be it with Munna, be it with Guddu, be it with her own father. She is a high achieving person. And I think which is why being it standing in college against Munna or being a Bahubali and carrying out a task or an errand, whatever it is, she wants to do it well. चाहे वो बर्फी की बात हो या बंदूक की बात हो, उसको अच्छे से करना. अब ना उसका डाउनफॉल क्या होता है, बिकॉज व्हेन यू आर सो ऑब्सेस्ड विद द जॉब, द वर्क, द टास्क, sometimes emotions take back. So to understand Golu, it's always a good struggle because she is not your everyday girl. You won't meet a Golu like her. And I feel very happy when I meet girls who have that spark and spunk in them. It always makes me very happy. And also to see the darkness of Golu, I don't want boys or girls to have that darkness. I want them to have that Golu energy, which is full of power and Shakti. That was what I love. But एक वो जो darkness है, that feeling of loss, of regret, of shame. Those are things that will always stay with her because what happened to her was like literally in front of her eyes. And nobody should pursue that. She is somebody who had her hearts and mind in the right place. I have a playlist for all my characters. So Guru playlist is pretty hardcore and full of music that is metal and rock, and it has a lot of anger and loss. And literally, so I used to psych myself with those emotions. I used to put myself emotionally in a place where she would be. Her scenes with Shatru, her seeing Guddu, getting to know about her dad. All these things can really knock you out. They are like blows one after the other. And you have no choice. क्या करोगे आप? आप सोचोगे कि oh my god, why me or what can I do? तब तक हो गया. So you fall, you drop, and then you come back even stronger. So, I read this book called The Art of War, and I loved that. पतली सी किताब है, सबको पढ़नी चाहिए. That is what I read. My playlist, I have a perfume for Golu, which has a very, I generally like masculine fragrances. So, एक Tom Ford का था, Niroli, I think. Beautiful little blue bottle. I love that fragrance. That used to make me feel a certain way because fragrances, aromas, they do that to us. So, ये कुछ चीजें थी, even food, what I was eating, and why even the fitness, because I wanted it to look like there is this girl who can pick up a gun. And again, strength, जो power आती है, जो शक्ति आपकी आती है, वो बल और बुद्धि दोनों से आती है. So, and I think Golu is a perfect example of that. She's a girl who's again trying to figure out कि मर्दों की दुनिया में what am I supposed to be? Who am I supposed to be? Which is why even the gutka khana, does she like it? I don't know. Why is she doing it? Because I think she's just experiencing different flavors and not just in taste in her mouth, but even in her thoughts. I feel if you do justice to the character, physically, emotionally, then you can hope that the audience will connect. Because I think you don't have to like the character, but I want you to understand my character. That for me is very important. So I was just trying to breathe life into what was there on paper and hoping that people will understand that if she is behaving like this, why is she behaving like this? She is not somebody who likes violence. But when it comes to this, अब आप क्या करो? क्योंकि सवाई तो आपको करना ही करना। इवन वो जो एपिसोड में जो हम भाभी का wrist काटा जाता है, I was like, no, I don't think Golu would do this. And then my director said that, but you have to cause a distraction with which the other co-actor is so distracted that then you run. So which is why you need to do it. And I was like, can I please say sorry while I'm doing it? So while I do it, I say sorry, जो कि डब में हटा दिया गया था. And that's the challenge, that you have to keep your moral compass of Shweta differently. आपके कैरेक्टर का मॉरल कंपस अलग है, आपका मॉरल कंपस अलग है. Violence on screen or in real life, I am not for. But if the character is going through something, if the story demands it, I don't want to shy away from that. I do not want to show sanitized content because we are not living in a very sanitized world. A lot of things that I want to do, that I want to experience, I put them on my character. The only reason, hopefully, thankfully, I would shave my head would be for a character. So when Gonkesh came to me and I knew that this is a part of the script where I will be without hair, I found that very exciting. I found that very exciting because that is one of the best things about being an actor, that you get to explore, you get to experiment, you get to see yourselves in ways that even you've not seen yourself. So बचपन में मुंडन हुआ था. Now, so that was the thing that clicked with the story, of course. And then I realized हम कैसे अपने बबल में रहते हैं जहाँ पे हमारी दिक्कतें, हमारी मुश्किलें, वो हमें दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी चीज लगती. I did not even know what alopecia was. And I'm somebody I would like to believe who is averagely well-read, watches content, has good conversations. तो वही मैं अपने खुद के बबल में इतना ज्यादा थी कि मैं लोगों को, मुझे पता भी नहीं था that लोगों, people around me, what they are going through. So that made me feel, yeah, it's very important to not be itna us internal and to connect, to explore, to talk, so that you can empathize, you can understand, you can support. So ye sab how with Gone Page. I want to look like my character. I do not care about looking pretty, beautiful, attractive. I can look that in my real life if I want to be. But I want my characters to look like them. That is something that I have fun with. I related to the character. This is a story I wanted to tell. I wanted people to understand कि दुख या दर्द बड़ा या छोटा नहीं होता. It's a person who is going through that. उनके लिए तो वही है ना फिर दुनिया. And I remember there was a scene जब मैं बेड पे होती हूँ and again इनाक्षी उठती है and वो बाल होते हैं and she's just crying and she's thinking, why me? Because when you don't have something, then that thing becomes bigger. तो वो प्लेट के रिफ्लेक्शन में भी उसको दिखाई दे रहा है. स्कूल में है, स्कार्फ पहनना पड़ा है. हमेशा हम ना एज अ सोसाइटी शर्म बहुत डाल देते हैं. Why are you telling me what is enough, what is not enough? Because nobody will ever be enough for anybody. I'm all of 5 feet. मुझे कोई जिंदगी में तकलीफें नहीं होती हैं. It's okay being short. I think rather than pulling people down and out because क्या कमी है, Gonkesh made me realize that it's important to celebrate what we have. And again, this is something that I've always believed in, that beauty, sure, it is how you look, but उससे भी ज़्यादा important is how you feel and how you make others feel. And this is a message I want to give. And in fact, it was an interview with Verve only. And Pankaj ji had said this, that how he plays a different father, अगर वो लड़के के father होते हैं ना वो लड़की के father होते हैं, but how he's trying to say something through his characters. Gonke shows that. Where I, as Shweta, I'm trying to tell you, please, be it hair, be it skin, be it height, or whatever physicality it might be, don't let that limit your dreams. Go have fun, yaar. So we didn't tell जीतू कि सीन में क्या होने वाला है. So it was a surprise. So वो सीन actually काफी मजेदार हो गया था, and I had to control myself from not laughing. And his reaction was so honest because it was not that he's like, "Ha." It was a ki, "Oh," and that is a character of Sujoy. That he is not giving you marks for having beautiful hair, not having. Oh, he will accept the person for who and how she is. And in that reaction, I think Vidu did it very beautifully. So that scene was a lot of fun. One was that scene on the bed where there's a breakdown. Then also in the bathroom, because I think a lot of boys and girls go through this. जब आपको लगता है आपके बाल बहुत झड़ है, and especially after the shower, after you shampoo, there are so many strands, and that worries. So I think even I related a lot to that. Uh, Also, when she's goes to different doctors, and there was a scene जहाँ पे उसको multiple injections लग रहे हैं. There my heart broke as Shweta because I just felt कि यार मतलब बचपन में आपको ये सब नहीं करना चाहिए. But and and one happy moment was I remember कि when she goes to a wig shop and she's trying wigs for the first time and she's looking in the mirror wearing a yellow kurta and she tries and she sees hair on herself. That felt like a very empowering thing, which also made me realize that please use external things to gain confidence, but to be dependent on it. Again, that moment made me realize more than what will people think, it is what you think. Externally, of course, a lot of things add to it. I'm not saying कि वो नहीं करता, but अंदर से आपने अगर ये कर लेना आपको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ेगा कि बाहर क्या होता है. And Gone Case is an example of that. Exactly that. One thing that really helped me with Lakume 8 was that we decided and we wanted, he is not a superhero. He doesn't want to be a superhero. He is somebody जिसने पढ़ाई की है और वो करना चाहती है. He wants to be a good doctor, but he doesn't want to be sent away in a rural area to set up a cataract care. And what I love about Lakume 8 is that आपका जो conscience है, वो कहीं ना कहीं, वो कभी ना कभी जागेगा ही जागेगा. And that onus is on us. Because there are a lot of right and wrong things that will be happening around us. What we decide, what you decide to do then and there is up to you. तो स्टार्टिंग में काफी ऐसी मेडिसिन वाली बुक्स भी मैं पढ़ने वाली थी एंड माय डायरेक्टर अभिषेक संगीता वाज वन ऑफ माय फेवरेट डायरेक्टर्स. ही सेड ये जरूरत नहीं है. So I really like that he made me go through, and before every day we used to sit down and discuss what is Shreya feeling now. And I think Shreya, in a lot of ways, I think, especially when I saw her on screen, I really like it when I don't see Shweta, when I see my cat. वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है. And I remember when I saw Shreya, it just seemed like a different human being. So, उड़ान के गाने थे which we used to, hear because then there was scene जहाँ पे मच्छर आ रहे हैं, मच्छर काट रहे हैं, but your flyers आप बांट रहे हो, आप वहां पे गांव वालों को समझाने की कोशिश कर रहे हो कि क्या जरूरी है, क्यों जरूरी है. And it's tough. And you're not getting the best food or the weather or anything, but you do that because your heart tells you this is the right thing to do. Even when there is injustice and everybody around you who have more power want to take the easier route. I would like to believe that I'm like Shreya in terms of when put in a situation, when it comes to it, we will stand up. We will take a stand because that is important because somebody has to. अगर सभी भेड़ बकरियां बकरियां बन जाएंगे तो फिर शेर कौन बनेगा. One thing which is very important in all our lives is hope. And I think Dr. Shreya Pathare का भी यही hope था कि there will be justice. There will be people, your seniors, people who you look up to. They will be by your side. They will tell you what you're doing is the right thing. They will tell you, go for it, and well done, and thumbs up. But that doesn't happen. there is a death that happens in the show. And मैं तो emotion में flow करने वाली थी. But my director, he said that, Abhishek, he said that, no, right now you're not going to feel that because you're a doctor. And it's only when Shreya goes back home, then she has a meltdown. My respect for doctors went even more up. And in fact, uh, my best friend's sister is a doctor. So I asked her to send me photos of how she dresses up, what she wears, what does she do in her free time. So I incorporated a lot of that, and I think that also really helped me. इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है एज एन एक्टर आप बटोरते रहो चीजें. द मोस्ट चैलेंजिंग सीन वाज व्हेन वो अपने लिए आई थिंक मैगी बना रही होती है एंड माय डायरेक्टर सेड ही वांट्स tears from the left side. And I was like, come on, come on, come on, I can do this. And it happened. Sumit sent the script of Kalki to me because he's a dear friend. When I started reading it, the emotional response that I had to it, and that is why I would choose any script is, do I want to get back to reading, to knowing what is happening in their lives? And I remember I started reading a few episodes, then I had to step out for a commitment. And I wanted that commitment to be done as soon as possible because I wanted to come back to the script, because I wanted to know what's happening. I judged Parul as a reader, and I felt pathetic about doing that. Like Gonkesh, in terms of physicalities, in terms of a look, in terms of prosthetics, also in terms of emotions. I knew that I want to play an acid attack survivor because I want to tell their story. And why I want to tell their story is because I want the audience to understand कि आपकी जिंदगी तो चलती रहेगी, एक इंसिडेंट हो जाता है, you feel bad for the people, your life goes on. But what about the people who go through this? Their life does not go on. Their dreams do not go on. That is what I wanted people to understand, that every action that you do will have a butterfly effect. When I read the script, I loved it. I loved the characters. And Sumit being Sumit, he said, will you play Parul? Actually, he said he wanted me to play any character in this. What attracted me to Parul was that I judged her. I knew the audience will judge her. I wanted that people understand कि ये कौन है, कि जस्ट अगर एक लड़की दो लड़कों को फोटोज भेजती है तो क्या बुरी या गंदी लड़की हो जाती है, और अगर हो भी जाती है तो क्या दिस इज व्हाट ही डिजर्व्स, या फिर एक लड़की विस्की पीती है, मैं विस्की पीती, डज दैट मेक यू अ बैड गर्ल? इवन इफ इट डज, सो what I loved in the writing was how he makes you feel bad for the characters, and then he makes you feel that maybe she deserved it. And then you feel bad about thinking about that. And then he changes it again. Parul, for me, I love that she's an Apsara. She's somebody who is very aware of how attractive she is. And then this is done to her because of that. And then how people just want your validation because लोगों ने आपको एक पेडिस्टल पर डाला है, एंड फिर अगर आपने लोगों को वहां डाला है, एंड देन व्हेन पीपल थिंक एंड फील अ सर्टेन वे एंड डू सर्टेन थिंग्स, देन यू फील बैड. So again, I think it's very important about how we treat people. I met acid attack survivors, the kind of courage that they have, how they are so forgiving, what they go through. It was tough. And the first day that I was getting into prosthetics, so generally for all my characters, I have a single playlist. For Parul, I had two playlists. And it was before the incident and after the incident. And when my prosthetics were going on, I could not stop crying. It was very, very beautifully tough. Again, मेरा जो डिस्कम्फर्ट था तो वो सिर्फ ड्यूरिंग शूट था, where I could not eat properly because of prosthetics and I could not open my mouth because prosthetic निकल जाएगा। तो दाल को खाने को हम पूरा वो मैश कर देते थे एंड एकदम उसका सिरप बना के या आई वाज ओनली ऑन जूसेस बिकॉज़ जो भी खाना जा सकता था, पानी जा सकता था, वो स्ट्रॉ। हम लोग बनारस में शूट कर रहे थे एंड व्हेन आई हैड द प्रोस्थेटिक ऑन, I did not put a parda, I did not put a dupatta. I wanted to see how people see me, how people reacting. Thankfully, the way they were reacting, I didn't feel, and I'm sure people don't always react like this. Matlab, because सबके लिए people want to know what happened, how it happened. But even when people looked, it didn't make me feel like it could kick me. एक डर हो गया था because we had shot the scene where the acid is thrown and it's so easy. It's so easy. Just on a buy, acid in hand, you throw it and somebody's life will change forever. तो बनारस में हम जब शूट कर रहे थे एंड आई वाज सीइंग हलवाई एंड जलेबी और also बोरी थी एंड देयर वाज तेल एंड वी वर लिटरली गोइंग इन द गलीज देयर वाज दिस फियर कि वो इतना आसान है कुछ करते हैं oh my god there is so much to do there are so many colors to be and feel I would love to play detective because I think बचपन से तहकीकात ये है तहकीकात there was this show that used to come which I used to love watching that or Byomkesh Bakshi or Enid Blyton's Five Fine Doubters have grown up on this. So I think there is definitely I would love to play a detective. I would love to play a teacher. In fact, I used to teach kids as well before I became a full-time actor. So I think वो teaching का कहीं है. These two and definitely a heist. I think I want to do all those things that I can't do in real life. I want to do them on screen. So yeah, these manifestation.